Hello world, I'm Doug Johnson, and this is White Trash Talking. So before I begin, please hit like and subscribe. Don't forget to do that. Okay, so today I want to talk about Trump's statements he made recently, and it's all over the news about the U.S. taking over and owning Gaza and making Gaza into what he calls the new Riviera in the Middle East. And this is what Trump said to reporters while sitting with Netanyahu in the White House. Have a listen.
I don't think people should be going back to Gaza. I think that Gaza has been very unlucky for them. They've lived like hell. They lived like you're living in hell. Gaza is not a place for people to be living.
Okay, unlucky? That's absurd. This has nothing to do with luck. This was planned. The U.S. provided 2,000-pound bombs and much more, and the Israelis have been dropping it on the Palestinians' heads and have destroyed almost all of the infrastructure of Gaza. It's not bad luck. Let's continue.
And the only reason they want to go back, and I believe this strongly, is because they have no alternative. What's the alternative? Go where? There's no other alternative. If they had an alternative, they'd much rather not go back to Gaza and live in a beautiful alternative that's safe.
Okay, again, this is absurd. The Palestinians have been fighting tooth and nail for 75 years to go back, the right of return, which was UN Resolution 194, I believe. And that's all they've wanted. In fact, the populations, there's several refugee camps in Gaza. These are part of the diaspora of 1948. They want to go back to their ancestral homes in the West Bank. They're already refugees. And now you're saying, why would they want to go back? That's all they want to do is go back. That's their home. That's their land. That's easy for anybody to understand. Think of your own home, your own city, your own town. You don't want to just leave if there's a calamity or, let's say, a hurricane. You say, okay, the hurricane destroyed my home. Well, I don't want to go back. No, I'll just go to another country. Yeah. No, this is ridiculous. Okay, let's continue.
Would Palestinians have the right to return to Gaza if they left while the rebuilding was happening?
It would be my hope that we could do something really nice, really good, where they wouldn't want to return. Why would they want to return? The place has been hell. It's been one of the meanest, toughest places on earth.
Notice he dodges the question. He doesn't say they wouldn't have the right, which they wouldn't. They're not going to let them back in once they leave. So he can't say that here because it would look too bad. But no, this is a permanent removal. And again, this goes to the issue of the right of return. He just avoids the whole thing. All right, let's continue.
And right now, I've seen every picture from every angle, better than if I were there. And nobody can live there. You can't live there. So if we can build them through massive amounts of money supplied by other people, very rich nations, and they're willing to supply it. If we can build something for them in one of the countries, and it could be Jordan, it could be Egypt, it could be other countries, and you could build 4 or 5 or 6 areas. It doesn't have to be one area.
Well, this was called for in the treaty, the recently signed between Hamas and the IDF, the 3-stage treaty. The first 2 stages are the hostage releases and the removal of IDF from Gaza, and then the 3rd stage was the rebuilding. This is already accounted for, and that never called for the permanent expulsion of the Palestinian population from Gaza. So Trump is this is absurd and it's outrageous. Let's continue.
You take certain areas and you build really good quality housing, like a beautiful town, like someplace where they can live and not die. Because Gaza is a guarantee that they're going to end up dying. The same thing's going to happen again. It's happened over and over again.
That's right.
And it's going to happen again as sure as you're standing there, Peter. So I hope that we could do something where they wouldn't want to go back. Who would want to go back?
Yes, it's going to happen again and again and again because the U.S. is going to continue to provide arms and support, tactical support, and media cover and all of that for Israel to continue to do it until the Palestinians are gone. They want to ethnically cleanse the Palestinians from the West Bank and from Gaza. Right now it's Gaza, but after that it would be the West Bank for sure. Okay? And if you are someone who just disagrees with everything I've said so far, and there are a lot of people out there like that, consider that this won't work. Just look at it pragmatically. It won't work at all. It's going to be Trump's Vietnam, really. It's going to plague his next 4 years in office and consume him every day for 4 years. Watch, because the Palestinians will not go voluntarily. They don't want to, and they don't have to by law. Okay? So if the U.S. sends in the military, the U.S. military, they will have the same fate as the IDF, who went crawling out of there, crying recently. They're being beaten by Hamas. Hamas is underground, they're heavily armed, and they're ready. The U.S. goes in, it will not go well, and then the U.S. will have to escalate and escalate. It will not go well. It will be Trump's Vietnam. Another thing which is obvious is that Trump really doesn't care about the lives of the Palestinians in Gaza or the West Bank or anywhere. And he presents this idea to take over Gaza as a humanitarian idea, but it's really his desire to expel the population and engage in a massive building project, and he would be in on that, and he would make a lot of money, Jared Kushner as well, and so on. And the Israelis would achieve their dream of expanding their territory, and it fits all into that plan. But he doesn't care about the Palestinians. And consider what he said about, what he's been saying about the border wall and keeping out the invading illegal immigrants from coming into the sovereign nation of the U.S. Well, you can understand that principle, but why doesn't Trump apply that idea of sovereignty and protection towards the Palestinians and protect the Palestinians from the invading Israelis? He doesn't, because he doesn't view the Gazans as the same status as American citizens. First of all, the Gazans are brown, and he views America as white. And so also consider what he says about Springfield, Ohio. Remember during the election, he said this, listen.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
So he cares more about the cats and the dogs of Springfield, Ohio, and certainly of their owners, than he does about Palestinians. And here's a picture of Trump hugging a cat and a duck. I mean, it's a little bit silly, but I thought I'd throw it in there. But yeah, he's not applying the same principles. So in Springfield, Ohio, why didn't he say that the people of Springfield should leave? You know, you have invaders coming in, killing their pets. Why doesn't he say all the pets should have to leave, or the Springfield residents should have to leave? Well, you know, it's racism is what it is, pure and simple. He doesn't give the Palestinians the same rights that he gives citizens of the U.S. Another thing is that the international community will not accept it. You can see the reactions in the media. The regional countries are against it because it would destabilize the region. The refugees going into Jordan or Egypt would be, first of all, they're not going to accept it, but if Trump forces the issue, makes it happen, it would destabilize both countries. There would be uprisings in both countries because it's such an unpopular idea. And no, it's not going to go well on any level here. So that's all I have to say. If you like what I said, please click like, please subscribe, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.